everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Yulkin Around. We are finally back again.
After our hiatus.
Yeah, we just took a big break. We were trying to get our lives figured out, I would say. Trying to get everything just back in order. And we finally did, to a certain extent. That's why we are here. And I know that sounds bad, but honestly, we've just been trying to get our careers figured out in a way. We both just started at new careers. You right out of high school.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, right out of college. You just finished your master's degree.
Yeah.
And Master of
Arts.
I don't know.
I don't know why
like
it's
magic. How it works?
I actually have beef with that. Like, I feel like it should be a Master's of Science because
What? Yeah.
because psychology is a science. I feel like it's very elitist to not consider
We're gonna have
psychology
this debate right here.
as it's a soft science.
What the fuck does that even mean? Like,
It's a very elitist way of. I think it's elitist.
yeah, when you say it's a soft science, it reminds me of like the horoscope. Like that to me.
Okay.
You know, it's like wanting to put it in there. I really don't know why they call it a soft science, but it was weird on the pamphlet but the book that has
Like the commencement ceremony and stuff.
Yeah, that has who's
The schedule and
graduating
whatnot.
and stuff. And we were trying to look for yours, and there's all these other titles, and then yours is it under arts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, why?
The art of manipulation.
Yeah, honestly.
No, yeah, I have beef with that. It should be Master of Science, I would argue. But anyway, I did graduate, thank God, and now we both started our new jobs actually the same week, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's why we've been away from the recording, and if you've been waiting for a new episode, this is it. But yeah, just trying to figure everything out, trying to do good in our jobs, and just trying to get the hang of it, honestly, because that first time that you come into a new job gets very stressful.
Right.
At least for me, has been.
Well, thankfully, I'm kind of doing the same thing and I was doing at my internship because I got hired on by the same corporation, basically, the company.
It was a little bit of a smoother transfer.
Yeah, for sure, because I already had the training, and the only thing that sucks is that right now we're trying this new system, so we're all transitioning to that. So
Gotta love new systems.
Yeah, so we're dealing with that currently, but yeah.
Yeah, same here. And we're gonna be switching. The whole state of Colorado is gonna be switching their new database to something different. So yeah, we have to learn all that. Really nice.
Buck up, boy.
Yeah, and then you did go and have your ceremony, and we went there, and honestly, the speakers were not that great.
Yeah, I'm just glad that they didn't speak for very long. Or at least I kind of tuned them out, so it seemed kind of fast.
Yeah, one of them was this lady, that she was a philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Yeah, she donated like I don't want to make up a number, but was it
quite a bit? It was a good chunk.
Like 10 million?
I don't remember how much, but it was a good chunk.
Some crazy amount, and she got a degree for it.
She paid for her degree.
Yeah, she started talking about AI technology and ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And the whole thing got
trying to be relatable.
Weird.
It was kind of cringe.
Yeah. It felt like her speech was made from ChatGPT. Yeah.
I mean, sounds about right.
Maybe she didn't use the right prompt, but
maybe.
But it sounded really, I don't know, just not relatable at all. Mm-mm. When that's what she was trying to do, be relatable by implementing this technology.
That's the irony of when you try to connect. So when you try too hard, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think she was trying hard,
yes.
or she didn't try hard enough?
No, I think she was definitely trying too hard.
And then she talked about common sense.
Yeah, I was just like, you're going to talk to me about common sense?
Yeah. Well, and common sense is like, everybody nowadays is like, well, you have some fucking common sense. Yeah, but it also implies that you have to conform your ideas to what everybody else, because that's the common sense. Like if somebody says roses are red, well, that's common sense. But roses are different colors. So when you conform yourself to common sense, you're also conforming to what everybody else is expected you to do in a way. Just saying.
In a way.
So yeah, she had her whole spiel about that and had some sayings, and had the crowd participating. It was so bad.
Right?
The crowd was not
Nah.
about the participation in that
No.
ceremony. They did not give a fuck.
No.
They were like,
No, my friends and I were goofing off the whole time. We were not paying attention.
Yeah, and we're talking about things like first bird or early bird gets the.
Oh yeah,
and
she
then-
would say like half of a saying and try to get people to complete it.
Yeah, and we were like,
I was like,
people were like,
I'm not
what is
gonna do
going on?
this shit.
Go back. Yeah, no, it was a semi-decent ceremony because of that. But,
Right.
you look great. You
Thanks.
fully graduated, now ready to be a Mrs. Master's degree.
Miss Masters.
Miss
degree.
Master's degree. And then we also went to an Indian restaurant yesterday.
Oh yeah, to celebrate our recent successes with stuff.
Yeah.
It was really good.
What's it called?
India's restaurant.
India's restaurant. One
Yeah.
of the oldest Indian restaurants here in Denver.
I think it is the
actually.
oldest.
The oldest.
Yeah, that's their whole slogan. That's on their
Yeah.
board where it says India's restaurant. Then it says oldest restaurant in Denver
Yeah.
since 1989, I believe.
1989.
Yeah.
It was an amazing experience last night, actually, going to that restaurant and trying it out. It's only 5 minutes away from us, too.
Super
here in
fucking
Aurora,
close.
And we hadn't gone, but
You had been wanting to try it.
Yeah, I've
it was
been
your
wanting to
idea.
try it.
Honestly, I feel like nothing against like Indian cuisine or any other type of cuisine, but I feel like I'm a little too sheltered in that sense. Like I do like to try new foods, but sometimes I don't make the effort. So that's what I like about you is that you really like to do that.
I love trying new foods.
Yeah.
I love that sense of culture,
Mhm.
that I feel like food, it's one of the biggest connectors in society,
Mhm.
being able to, because we all need it. We all need food, and we all express food in different ways.
Right.
And it's crazy what is flavorful and good or consider that in a place, and then in comparison to what you have accustomed yourself to, and then
Yeah.
and I feel like last time was kind of that culture shock in a way, through the food even.
Yeah, I agree.
Just not in a bad way
No,
either.
definitely not.
Just very strong flavors, very a lot of seasoning. I
Yeah.
mean, we can smell the
Super
seasoning
good.
from the outside entrance, like that mid entrance between the outside point and the main lobby area. You could smell kind of like the spices and the cumin and all of that, paprika and all of that. And then you go in, and then you are able to get a good whiff of the chicken that's there.
Oh, that chicken was so good.
The chicken was really good. Honestly, high rating chicken there.
Yeah.
High rating chicken. A little here and there that I would like maybe
Tweak a little.
maybe just because it's very seasoned, it's very well cooked, but it was maybe I don't even want to say anything. It was just great chicken.
Yeah.
It'd be doing injustice for me to say something like that. But no, just everything was well seasoned. The appetizers were super fucking good.
That breaded cauliflower was so good.
Yeah, they did this breaded cauliflower, and they had deep fried it, and then they also had chicken that was deep fried or something like that. Potatoes
And the bell pepper, I
and
think.
the bell peppers, and they had these textures that were really amazing because you had that crunch on the outside, and then everything was really soft
Yeah.
on the inside.
That's
It
a
was
very
amazing.
hard thing to achieve with food,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Those potatoes were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was literally full with the appetizer. Like, I was
Yeah.
starting to get full,
Mhm.
and we were just getting started.
Yeah, they give us a lot of food, actually.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
think about it.
Not pricey at all,
No.
honestly. For a dinner for two, I thought it was really reasonable.
I agree.
And,
The naan was good too, the bread.
Mhm. Oh yes, the bread.
The lentils. We didn't talk about the lentils.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm excited
No,
about
no.
it. Was
the
so
food
good.
was great,
Yeah.
just in general. I would say that the weaker thing was the salad.
Uh-huh.
We've discussed this. We're not just trying to trash, but the salad, because it was just more simple.
Yeah.
The ranch had a weird, strong taste to it. That was, I don't know, that gave the salad a little bit of like, hey, I'm here. But it was just salad. At the end of the day.
Right.
So.
Salad is salad.
Yeah, but everything else was amazing.
I agree.
The lentils, it was just everything was well seasoned.
Sí.
And not only that, it was spicy. For
Oh,
a Mexican like
yeah.
me, for a Mexican like you that likes spice, we felt like it did it justice.
And that was only a medium because the waiter was like, "Do you guys want mild, medium, or
Yeah.
hot?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of want to do hot, but I was kind of scared, to be honest, because I know they do spice really well too.
No, your butthole would have hated you this morning, you know?
Well, even my taste buds, because I like spice as much as the next Mexican, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's a point to where it's too spicy and you can't even enjoy the food. So
Yeah.
it was perfect.
Yeah. It
We got
was
medium.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you start getting that zinger that you are more focused on the spiciness than the flavors
Yeah.
that are contained in the dish, then you start losing that essence of like the dish.
Well, it's like
itself.
in hot ones with the wings, they eventually get to
Yeah.
a point where like you can't taste anything else but the spiciness.
Yeah, shout out to Sean.
And it's painful. They gotta put milk up their nostrils and whatnot.
Yeah, we've seen some
Yeah.
nasty
Some grody.
shit. Yeah, some
Celebrities
grody.
really
Just putting themselves out
shame.
there, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that food was great. I'd eat it again for sure. I asked
Yeah.
I really liked that vegetarian curry, so if I maybe like just want a quick lunch or something, I might just do some takeout and get that because that shit was
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah, plenty of food. I was stuffed to the
Yeah.
brim, you know. I took a big shit this morning. I was enjoying that.
Satisfying shit.
Satisfying, yeah.
A shit that's worth a damn.
Yeah, that is worth it, you know. We got a lot of food. We had the naan bread.
Yeah.
The naan? Is it?
I think it's naan.
Naan.
N-A-A-N.
Okay. Which is cool because it's kind of like a tortilla or their version of a tortilla, and it's good because it's kind of like a pizza bread almost.
A little bit.
But it's not. I don't know if it's not leavened, but it's not like elevated. You know, it's kind of flattish. So it has a certain crunch to it, but it has pliability as well.
And it's stable too.
And it's stable, yeah. So it's great to like grab a little bit of the curry or lentils or whatever you're doing, and then you just kind of smear it on there, and then you just bite it, and it just
so fucking
chef's
good.
kiss, bro. Chef's kiss. So totally recommend that restaurant. Honestly, I can't believe we hadn't gone, and it's a great restaurant if you're trying to break into new types of food. We are always trying to, you know, I like different flavors and I just get the best dish out there, and you know, try some of the best Indian food I've ever had.
Yeah,
I've had curry before, but
not like that.
Not like that, yeah. Very flavorful.
Did it justice then?
The lamb meat was so good, so
man.
tender. It would like melt on your mouth. And like I said, I have fucked up teeth and nothing got stuck in my teeth. So that
didn't
tells
need
you
no
a lot.
toothpick.
Yeah, it didn't need no toothpick. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I
Honestly.
would recommend that restaurant. And the service was amazing.
Oh,
honestly.
yeah,
Very,
that too.
everybody
Cherry on
was
top,
really nice.
honestly.
Yeah, everybody was good. So if you go, give him
Very
a good tip.
professional.
Very professional, yeah. He even told you exactly which meal was what part of the menu.
I was like, what? Because I assumed it was curry, but I also didn't want to assume. I was like, well, what's this dish? He's like, oh, that's a vegetarian, or he called it, I honestly don't remember what he said, but I think it was, basically he was telling me that it was vegetarian curry. He's like, it's number 32 on the menu. I'm like, what the fuck? And there was over about 100 items, I want to say, on the menu. So that's quite impressive.
Yeah, the menu was very extensive.
Yeah.
Even the drinks. I ended up having a beer, an Indian beer, and it was good.
Yeah, it was
strong,
pretty good.
hoppy. They do have some hops, but it wasn't to the point that it's super bitter.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
you
I was
can
even
enjoy it.
drinking it, and I'm not much of a beer drinker.
Yeah, the hops are here, you know, just hopping around your mouth, but then it goes away, you know, and the food
It settles.
Yeah, it settles. And I don't know if it was just the beer itself, how they make them, or if it was kind of like, but I felt like it needed a little more gas.
Okay, fair.
You know, so more carbonation so that you are able to burp. That's why
yeah.
people drink like a soda when you're eating tacos, or a beer when you're eating tacos, or a carne asada, because it makes you burp. It helps you burp, and that kind of relieves your stomach.
I didn't even really think about that.
Yeah, that's why it's good. Not always, you know, you shouldn't be drinking soda or a beer all the time you're having dinner. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's not the healthiest.
Be careful.
But if you do, like occasionally, like I like to have a beer with like a carne asada.
Yeah.
or any type of heavier set meal because it helps you burp, or a soda too, it helps you burp.
Yeah.
And I felt like the beer was lacking a little more carbonation, so that it really got me burping and
Fair.
enjoying, because I was stuffed to the brim. But I couldn't stop eating. I just couldn't stop eating. I was a fat as a
Hey, we still got leftovers.
and we got leftovers. Yeah. Yeah. Very
was really
great
good.
experience, honestly. So try new food. Try out new food. If you are shy about it, just go and try it. And even if you don't know how to name the things or what you're gonna get, just ask. Ask the people
Can't hurt
around
to
you.
ask.
Yeah, just ask the people around you. What do you recommend?
Number 32.
You know what I've been seeing a lot of?
Sorry.
You're fucked up. Throat's fucked
What's
up.
up?
It's well, let me tell you the story, and then this is what I've been seeing
Alright.
lately. And I'm saying it because I hadn't personally seen this type of thing, but I saw a couple people doing it.
New trend.
Yeah, so I went to the park and I was just practicing, doing like some soccer drills or whatever, and I was just out there, and this guy arrives and sits in a bench, and he's just chilling there. So I'm just minding my own business, I'm just trying to keep an eye on my shit,
Kicking the
because
ball.
I got a lot of bad experiences, with
Of
someone
what?
like stealing
Oh.
shit and stuff. So I was just out of nature, just keeping an eye on my shit, making sure he wasn't being shady or whatever. And he wasn't. So he pulls out of his backpack, he pulls out these goggles, right? And it looks like VR goggles, the ones that we've been seeing.
Okay.
And then he also pulls out this little drone. And at first, he's far away and I couldn't see what he had, but he puts on the goggles, and then he somehow links it to the drone.
Oh, tight.
And then he starts flying the drone around. But he's able to see everything through the VR glasses from a bird's eye view. So I started getting weirded out because this fool is fully immersed in what he's seeing on the VR set.
Right.
And the camera, the drone has a camera, and obviously he's able to see everything around him. So what I thought was weird is that we have these people, because I've seen more than one doing this, wearing the goggles, that go out to a park. And at first I thought maybe he's wearing a VR set to play a game, because he doesn't want to be constricted with the space around him. Like when you play in a house or something, you got to be careful not to like
Bump into shit.
or knock somebody
Yeah.
out. And I'm like, maybe he's just here for that. But then I saw the little drone flying around, and then next thing you know, this fool's like jerking left and right like he's playing Mario Kart or some shit.
Oh, shit.
Like fully immersed.
Trying to bump some people off Rainbow Road.
Something. And it's very interesting because you have this person that is outside taking in the air, the nature, but he's also like disconnected and connected to something else,
weird.
like another reality through his VR set.
Yeah, that's weird, actually.
Yeah. So
He's like enjoying nature, but he's also,
yeah, he's
like
outside.
you said, he's just not exactly present, but at the same time he is.
Exactly. And that weirded me out a little bit.
Yeah.
This fool was full on going about, and I saw another person doing it too.
What the hell?
Yeah, so it's
Eagle
becoming more.
POV.
Yeah, so and the whole drone thing is kind of weird, because where do you start drawing the line for privacy? Like, obviously you are okay. I mean, it's just somebody recording. Who isn't recording nowadays, but at the same time, like, imagine if all of a sudden, like, you see this little thing hanging outside your window while you're getting like undressed or something,
Yeah.
like a 90s movie,
And that's the
Just
thing that
chilling out
fucking
there.
sucks about humans. One of the many things is that you create something cool with technology, but people always find a way to make it creepy.
Exactly. Yeah. And they will. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They will. I know that there's some drones that have limitations as to what areas you can
Okay,
travel.
okay.
Like they have a map and they'll tell you you can't record here. But I'm talking about those drones are more elevated because they're more for like movies or
Oh, I see.
like bigger cameras, things that are more professional in nature. But I'm talking about a little thing like that,
Yeah.
that's super small. You can't even hear it.
How big was his
his
drone?
his drone? Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Honestly, if you're seeing like something like maybe a little bigger than a sandwich. don't know.
That's your scale of measure. Like a 6-inch.
Like a 6-inch sub, but wider.
Okay,
You know?
gotcha.
It had the little helicopter
Right. Propellers
or whatever the fuck they're the things on the helicopter.
The thingamajiggies.
What the fuck are those called?
I think they are
Ellie
propellers.
says, I know what they are.
I'm pretty sure they're
Spanish.
propellers.
Propellers. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. And yeah, it was just interesting seeing people just going out and about doing their thing.
Yeah, that's
and then
pretty
also
badass,
connecting
actually.
to the nature. Yeah.
It's where VR is
it'd be
probably
cool.
going.
Yeah.
Next, you go send a drone to space, and you can just float in space.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you were seeing that Red Bull guy this morning.
Oh,
you
yeah, that
hadn't
was
seen it.
weird. When did that happen?
I want to say like late 2000s. If you guys don't remember, Red Bull did this thing where they had a guy attempt the world's tallest vertical jump, free fall vertical jump. So this fool is out there in the stratosphere.
Is it Red Bull Stratus? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
2012? Holy shit,
2012,
that was
yeah.
this is the
I was
first
gonna
time
say
I saw
2010.
it. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's sad.
Yeah,
It's sad for me.
You're living under a rock.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna start calling you Patrick. Patrick Stahl. Yeah, no, he attempted that, and they basically break down the footage. This fool's out here in the stratosphere.
That is fucking terrifying.
The cameras do show the curvature of the Earth, so just saying, you flat earthers, that's manipulated.
Flat Earther check in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, and this fool lands and breaks the speed of sound
That's
as
fucking
he's
wild,
coming down.
man.
He ends up getting up to 600 miles per hour. Like, imagine your body just flailing down to the earth at 600 miles per hour.
Dude, you would.
Yeah,
it's like I thought of like roller coasters and how you don't really like roller coasters, so you would
I don't like roller coasters.
yeah, so you would fucking just hate your life. I mean, I would too, but I feel like to a different level.
Yeah. If I was trained enough, I think I would do it.
But the thing
It's
that
a cool way to die if you
okay,
die.
yes, but the thing that I don't like understand is, I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but he willingly wanted to do that. He like wanted to be the first person to do that. And I don't know if his passions are like because of science or because of his ego, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, I see. Oh, you just have to be a little crazy.
I guess.
That's the thing. Like, you have to be kind of crazy to attempt something like that if you really think about it, scientist or not. Like, maybe it is his ego, or maybe he's doing it for science.
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
At the same time, like, it is a little bit of craziness because it was the first time somebody attempted something like that.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying, basically, that the scientists were like, oh, well, this can happen or this can happen, but basically there's no
safety guard.
step-by-step instructions. Do this just in case this happens. Like, he had to figure that shit out on his own.
They just told him, you may or may not start spinning once you start hitting.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Imagine hearing that shit.
Yeah, and because we don't know the physics totally.
He's like, okay.
And he did start spinning, actually. He did kind
did.
of, but then he somehow used his arms as he was entering the earth, and, you know, you could start seeing the blue skies above him. And yeah, that's when he kind of adjusted, and then he was able to deploy his parachute.
Right. Yeah, he fully went on full Sonic the Hedgehog for a minute when he was just rolling.
Yeah.
And broke the sound wave, basically.
Yeah, you could hear it. It's crazy
it's
how you could hear
weird.
that shit.
Yeah, I can't believe I just barely saw that shit. I was like, I thought it was recent. And you're like, oh, that was a while ago. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, 2012. And it hasn't been broken yet. That's pretty high up there. That's the stratosphere, bro.
Yeah.
Talking about crazy adventures, why don't we jump into one of the latest news?
Oh.
Yeah, let's jump into the news real quick.
Bet. That whole submarine shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's wild, man.
Yeah, it's been all over everything, basically. The Titan trying to arrive to the Titanic with 5 passengers, 5 billionaires, apparently. One of them was a kid.
Yeah, 19, I think.
19-year-old. I guess he was billionaire by default. But yeah, this company charged these 5 people $250,000 to get into these uh, tuna can,
Basically,
this
shit.
soda can,
Yeah.
looking thing, and to explore the bottoms of the ocean and try to reach the Titanic and where the wreckage that was left off. Apparently, they had been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. There's been quite a few trips down there.
Yeah, they were doing it as like a company that does voyages
Yeah.
to the bottom of the sea like that, and they went missing last. I think I want to say the Coast Guard came out on Thursday to explain that the chances of the passenger being alive were zero, as they believe the submarine imploded after finding debris of the submarine about 900 miles out from Cape Cod in Massachusetts. So yeah, it's been determined that they most likely
No, they're dead.
perished.
They
yeah,
did.
Yeah, they perished. Or not? No.
Shit, they
No.
in Atlantis.
No, they
No.
definitely they're saying that they found the debris already, so it's a thing.
That's crazy though. Because imagine how much pressure that must have shot up to already have reached, like a place where people can find the debris.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude. The
So
whole
would you,
concept of-
if you had the money to, like, comfortably could spend
if I was a billionaire,
quarter of a yeah, if you were a billionaire, would you even have the desire to do that?
go to the bottom of the sea, not in a fucking tuna can. Like, no, not in a fucking tuna can.
Yeah,
It-
under
thi-
those specific conditions, unregulated, freaking controller,
they're used.
Sony controller, right?
Yeah, they use a $30
$30
like
controller.
Amazon PS2 generic controller that you could buy anywhere.
Yeah.
To control the ship.
That's wild.
They lost signal right off the bat and were lost.
And they had no GPS.
Yeah, they lost track, and you can only lose so much things in order for you to survive, because once you start, time is of the essence. You have oxygen limitations. I think after they went missing, they had like a 96-hour limit of oxygen. That's speculation, merely speculation, but yeah, nobody knows when they perished.
Yeah.
It could have been that same day, it could have been later, and they were just stranded, and it was 5 people in this,
It's fucking terrifying.
container,
Talk about a trauma bond.
right? And then you were saying that was saying that one of the passengers didn't even want to get in.
Oh
right?
yeah, the 19-year-old. So I guess his dad was on there, and his dad wanted him to come to the submarine trip, but I guess the kid was kind of hesitant. He didn't really want to, but at the more like he was scared.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I would be scared. Holy fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
and then he was like, okay, I'll just, obviously not like this, but he decided to go because as a gesture for like Father's Day.
Yeah.
And for him, I do have empathy. And this sounds fucked up, but not really not as much empathy for the rest.
Yeah, they chose to get on there
Right.
at the end of the day. And you know what? Records from a 2018 lawsuit show that the company's former director of marine operations, David Lockridge, flagged potential safety issues with the Titan as it was under development in 2015. You literally had to sign a waiver saying that this submarine does not meet certain standards, just to let you know.
This is unregulated. We're going to the bottom of the ocean. We'll be fine, though, but you might die.
Yeah. Sign here, please. And they did.
Shit, man. That's fucked.
Yeah. It's so fucked. Even the CEO was one of these passengers,
Yeah.
and he perished. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember his name, but one of the guys that went into space not too long ago as a charity type thing with that Mexican girl that went out to space on that I can't remember what it was called, but that voyage
Right.
up to space, he was in there actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was in there, and then he went into the bottom of the sea and perished.
What a shitty way to die, man.
Yeah.
You can't even die comfortably. I was looking at no, hold on. Like the diagram of the freaking, I don't even know what it's a
I
submarine,
died-
but
in a room smelling like shit.
Literally, no, they only shared one bathroom and it was
Yeah.
tiny.
It was literally like a curtain.
Yeah. But anyway, only one person at a time could like fully lay down because it was so tiny. You can't even sit comfortably. Fuck that, dude. I can't even be comfortable to go see the bottom of the ocean. No, it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, and you have to see it through a screen.
Yeah, that too. There's no window, huh?
Yeah, there's no windows, and you literally had to see it through a screen. So you pay $250,000, $250,000 to go and die
and go bye.
Yeah,
the fucking memes, man. I'm sorry, but some of them are too funny.
I don't know where to stand with the memes. That's the thing.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's like fucked up. You know, and a lot of people don't give a shit. You know, they're like, nah, they're rich. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like I'm more on that end than anything else because I don't think billionaires should. This is very like political, I guess, but I don't think billionaires should be a thing. Like, no one should be allowed to be a billionaire.
I agree. No, I agree, and you're able to detest that.
Yeah. It's people who profit off of the work of other people and deliberately distance themselves from society because they. At least my impression is that they think that they're better than everybody else.
Yeah, in a very shady manner too.
Right.
And let's not get into the weeds about that. But yeah, in a very shady manner.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to.
If you're a billionaire, you most likely have some sort of
unethical type of shit going on.
Unethical type, shit to get to that point where you're getting money, whether it is exploitation or some other shit. You know.
Oh, it actually kind of reminded me of that Black Mirror episode we watched last night.
Oh man, we could talk about Black Mirror.
I mean, do you have some more notes about the submarine stuff? No, we can keep talking about that a little bit more.
I was pretty much... Ocean Gate is the name of the company, if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Washington-based company.
I wonder what's going to happen with all that, though, because
it's
the
going
CEO...
down, bro.
Like, you think the families are going to sue? Or no, they can't, huh? Because they signed that waiver.
They got all the money.
Yeah. Shit!
No, yeah, if you sign a waiver, you're pretty much fucked. Like that Black Mirror episode, is that what you were talking about?
No, kind of. I was talking about the one that we watched last night. With the demon. And like that she had to... Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
If you haven't seen Black Mirror.
Man. You just fucked it a lot.
No, the girl had to basically choose to kill 3 people, basically.
Yeah.
And that she felt it was more ethical, I guess, to kill people that were fucked up. So it kind of reminded me of like what we were just saying, that the billionaires were probably not doing the most ethical type of shit. So, and I'm not saying they deserve to die. I'm not going as far as saying that, but I'm just saying my brain kind of went there.
Yeah, and that was one of the episodes. But yeah, no, if you sign that waiver at the bottom of the sea, you're fucked, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're signing. Like, if something is to happen, we're not accountable for it. So. And yeah, it's fucked. There's also, you had some news that kind of not relate, but as a comparison, to the voyage of the wreckage, which was the immigrants going across some, I can't remember the sea, but they were going to Greece, right?
No, they were originally supposed to, they came from Libya, I want to say.
Libya and Pakistan,
too. So they had Pakistani immigrants on there and refugees, and also from Syria, and I think Palestinian as well. Just trying to get out of a fucked up situation. There was about 750 of them, actually. So the original plan was to leave from Libya and then make it all the way to Italy. However, like on the way there, they're saying like, I'm oversimplifying it, obviously, but they were kind of starting to have problems because if you look at a picture, like that shit is packed. I think I showed you.
To the brim.
Packed to the brim. And essentially, they didn't have very many like supplies, like food and water. And apparently they kind of were starting to like fight over the food and everything as, you know, survival kicks in. Basically, they were like, okay, we're not going to make it all the way to Italy. Let's try to hit up the Greek, what is it called? Not National Guard.
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. Thank you. The Coast Guard. Apparently they tried a few times before the Greek authorities actually did anything. And they're kind of in bad water. What is it called right now? Like in heat right now. Like they're under some heat.
Well, it's an ethical thing. Yeah. Like if they did receive information or a claim for help and they didn't help them.
Right.
It will say how much people died.
Yeah. So only over a little over 100 people were rescued. So that's like 600 plus people that are lost at sea and most likely passed away.
At least 100 kids, they're saying.
Yeah.
At least 100 kids died. And this happened as this voyage thing happened as well, the submarine. And
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying is like, okay, yeah, there was a bunch of news headlines saying let's do what we can to find the billionaires, and I think that's great. I feel like as humans we should always care about other humans, but it's just really sad to see so much energy invested in 5 billionaires versus the news not really covering this other headline as much, and not where there was a bunch more people that were lost due to that.
Yeah, that's fuck, dude. 750, only
over 100,
over
a little
100
bit
made
over.
it.
Yeah, and then they were saying that I guess the boat was a fishing boat. It was like a little unstable.
Yeah, it looked like a large fishing boat.
Yeah.
That was packed to the brim.
Yes, exactly. Like you can look up a picture and it's just, you could probably like put it on the screen or whatever, but it's very packed. But I guess once the Greek Coast Guard? Coast Guard.
Yep.
They actually tried to kind of rope them in, like they tied a rope to the boat somehow. I don't know how, but then they were kind of trying to pull them up to the coast or whatever, and then that's kind of when it lost control, weirdly enough, and that's when it started to sink, basically.
Yeah, it like probably shifted the balance of the boat or some shit.
Yeah, so there's definitely some shit going on there. Most likely in my opinion, some shady shit from the Greek government.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's a mess as well.
It's a mess, and we don't know what's gonna happen. Like it's just gonna get brushed under the carpet, and
it's so sad, dude, because they were refugees, like obviously trying to leave for a better life, and so many people were lost to that.
Yeah, but meanwhile you got everybody and their mother focused on this goddamn submarine, right?
Yeah, I think there were some people kind of speculating. They're like, oh well, this is like a distraction, like the submarine thing, like, oh, this is a distraction from something. And it's like,
yeah, and it's the fucked up thing about nowadays that you hear news and then you're kind of like, if you're aware enough of the situations, you are kind of looking in the back end trying to see if it's not something else that's
right,
transcending behind the scenes, right? And you just don't have that confidence with media, or news outlets.
No trust,
because they only get what they want, and they're going to talk about what they want and not necessarily about what's important.
Exactly.
So you have to find different means to find out what's important, and just having that awareness.
Yeah.
If you
it's
care,
hard though. Yeah. Yeah.
Some people don't even watch the news, and some people watch too many news. So
it's hard to find the balance.
Yeah. I think drowning is...
I told you. I feel like that's my worst fear, just to die that way.
Drowning. Just going into the depths of nothingness and just feeling your lungs getting filled with water.
Yeah, I almost drowned once when I was like, I
almost drowned.
I think I was like 10, around 10, and I was at a friend's birthday party and she had a pool and I almost drowned.
My uncles used to just toss us into the deep end of the pool.
So that's a real thing that people do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I never learned how to swim, though.
No?
No.
Shit. So you probably almost drowned, too.
I was pretty close, yes. I've had some scary experiences with drowning. Yeah. And it's just like, built them strong,
Oh, fuck. But so you still don't know how to swim?
No.
We didn't learn from that, at least.
Yeah, a lot of people get classes, they actually go through. I feel like if you want to learn how to swim properly, you have to, be given classes. You know, so you have the basics at least pretty well. A lot of people learn by getting thrown in the fucking river, and like a old John Wayne movie. But yeah, not me. I was pretty careful most of the time, and then never really learned how to swim.
Yeah.
And now I wish I learned how to swim.
Me too.
I feel like that should be a requirement in school.
Yeah,
like,
actually,
everybody should know how to swim out of just protecting people's lives.
Yeah, and I've talked to my mom about this, and she says that she regrets not putting us in swimming classes. She wish she would have thought to do that.
Yeah. And that's what happens. Sometimes parents are really like, I'm sorry, I just didn't know at the moment,
Yeah.
and nowadays when you're a grown-ass adult, you're like, oh, fuck, why didn't my mom do that, I
There's
have
there's
this.
always gonna be something.
Yeah. And, I've talked to my mom about it. It's like, Mom, why didn't you do this? This would have helped me
Oh.
XYZ, and there's a sense of fault once you put it out there. But my point is not trying to make him feel bad.
No,
It's just
it's
like,
just you having a conversation.
yeah, just
That's
having a
something cool that I
conversation.
think is cool about adulthood if you have a good relationship with your parents is that you
Yeah.
can have like actual conversations like, oh, like why did you choose this? Why didn't you
Mhm.
choose that? Like
Yeah, and as a son, you have to come in with a place of understanding first.
course.
If you want to talk about things that were deep like that, I feel like you have to come in through a place of understanding
Yeah.
and willing to hear the reason. Because if you already say, "Nah, you fucked up,"
Yeah,
and I
like
don't,
blaming.
and I'm blaming you, then uh, you're just gonna end up in a fight, and it's not their fault. They were learning how to do things
That's
themselves.
true. That's true. Learning
Like,
to be a parent.
yeah, like I have a little brother, and I see that my mother has, not, taking away anything, but she has done a great job with him. Obviously, you have had some practice. You have had some practice, so you know how to be a better mother. Just altogether. And I
Yeah.
love my mom. Not nothing, but I like seeing that she has also improved as a mother. Like,
Adapted almost.
yeah, adapted, and I have improved as a son. I want to say, so it's mutual. It's not just shitting on some person, or on my mom, but it's just it's cool seeing transformation that way. And
Yeah.
and then if you guys have that relationship, that bond, you can talk about things like, why did you not do this for me, or and then I feel like everybody's allowed to an explanation.
Of course. And then like you said, leave it open. Don't be so quick to judge.
Yeah. What were we talking about? How did we drift off to mothers? I don't know. But I do have some news. If did you have any other news besides
go for
that?
it.
Okay, I did have some news, and these are sport news.
Oh, bet. Let's
That
go.
I've been meaning to touch just because you're aware of them enough. I know you don't like talk sports, but,
I do. I just feel like sometimes I don't know how to talk about it.
I got you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it simple. No, well, if you watch soccer, Man City won the triplete, the 3 cups, the
Fuck
treble,
yeah.
as they say, under Pep
Congrats
Guardiola's,
to them.
and they won the English Premier League, one of the toughest leagues in my opinion, in my humble
Yeah,
opinion,
for sure.
in soccer in the world. And I've grown to like it. I used to not like it as much, and then I've grown to like it, mostly because the Spanish league was popping back in 2006, 2010, in my opinion. And then it kind of fell off a little bit, and now the EPL is sufficing that need, or supplying that need, or
Sufficing.
sufficing. Is that is that
Yeah.
a word?
I'm making it a word if it's
Yeah,
not.
am I using the word correctly? And then they won the FA Cup as well. Man City did, and then the Champions League, which is the league that defines the best team in Europe, basically, club level. They won all possible titles in 2023. And I just wanted to say this was the first time they won it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, what you said. Congratulations.
It sounded angry, but I mean it in a positive way.
Yeah, very sarcastic.
Yeah,
from your end,
I didn't mean it that way. I was like, wait.
And then they went against, I would say, one of the best defense in the league, which was Inter Milan, the Nero Azzurri, black and blue. Negro Azzurri, but in
okay.
Italian. So that's what they're called. And something interesting about Inter de Milan was that, and we talked about this briefly, for the longest time, the end of the season, they did not have a logo in the front of their shirt.
Oh, right.
Normally, if you see a soccer jersey, they have some sort of logo, main logo, which is the people that have the sponsorship, because that's the best way to get vision, I guess, or the visual concept of sponsorship. And they didn't, because this crypto company that they had, Digital Bits is what it's called, signed a sponsoring contract and had not been paying Inter de Milan the money for
Shady.
the representation. So they removed it, And for the longest time, they were playing with a blank shirt.
Oh, it's so weird.
But the interesting and cool thing, I thought, and very smart thing from Paramount, the company, they have the streaming platform, Paramount Plus, and they have the rights to show the UEFA Champions League on their platform. And they do a really good job. Normally, I like to watch them in Spanish, but that's just preference. But the English version, they're putting in a good effort, and they're doing a good job.
Blimey.
Yeah, they're doing a good job doing that stuff, and they decided to sponsor Inter de Milan in the final. So they appeared with the Paramount Plus symbol, the emblem, which is a cool emblem.
Yeah, I agree.
Altogether. But yeah, they appeared in the final of the Italian league, and then also on the UEFA Champions League, which is also one of the most watched, prominent finals in Europe. So very smart move by them to sponsor them and just be saying, hey,
some promo.
We're right here. This is what it's called. So I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it looked good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really like their logo. It's pretty elegant, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's like simple, but has some allure to it as well.
The mountain with the stars.
Yeah, I really like it.
And
it's very nostalgic too.
Yeah, yeah. And then from Man City, a lot of people don't know him, but Jack Grealish, you know him.
Yeah.
We call him Thickums.
Yeah, thick old calves.
He has the hugest calves. He's got white boy calves, white hiking boy calves.
There you go.
He says he doesn't even work them out. It's like genetics.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he says that it's more genetics than anything.
Oh, I
heard it in
an
interview. Yeah.
Super fan over here.
Just like to watch. That's all. No, and the funny thing about this guy is that he's become one of the most memeable soccer players out there recently, and it's because he likes to party. He's a party guy. And
how old is he?
He's like 20. I want to say he's like 26.
Okay, I'll look it up. You can keep going.
And so they've caught him partying with his friends for the past 3 days. He started in Turkey because the final was in Istanbul in Turkey. He started partying there. He didn't even take off his uniform. The next day, he was still partying with his uniform.
Wow.
And so for the past 3 days, they do the whole parade, when they win over in England and Manchester. He was still partying then. And then Monday, it was like they got back to their national teams, and because it's national team now.
Yeah.
Time now that everybody's done with their season in the regular clubs, and he looked puffy as hell, man.
All partied out.
Yeah, partied out. Which a lot of people shit on it, A lot of I feel like media, media has tried to do things like that. Like there was this Mexican soccer player, Giovanni Dos Santos. I don't know. They would see him they would take pictures of him getting out of a pub or a club in England when he used to play there, super fucked up. And he was never able to fully separate that. Jack Grealish is kind of the same thing, but it's a different time now. I feel like now soccer players are getting more liberty in some way, because it is very restrictive. And he did deserve it, honestly. He went from not being able to start. He was one of the most valuable players, money-wise.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money to try to get him. They got him. Man City did, and he was not performing to the expectations. Because Pep Guardiola is very strict. The coach is very strict, and he's one of those coaches that if you're not gonna get your shit together, there's another player that's gonna. There's a door, or there's a player that is gonna actually do that.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid of, if you're performing good, you're gonna be playing. But if you're not, you're gonna be replaced. Simple as that. Even if you're good as fuck, and we've seen it. And he started kind of getting his shit together, and finished up the season very well.
Wow.
Very well. And now he gets to
play
with that.
Yeah.
That's cool, man, because it's a lot of restriction. And then if you like to do it, you're gonna fucking.
Yeah, and I mean, they're not machines, one thing is, you got to perform, obviously, in on the field, but you're also a human. You're not just like a toy, I guess, like a pawn, more like.
Yeah, you are. In a way, you kind of are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I feel like the soccer industry does that a lot. More like FIFA, but yeah, they kind of dehumanize them in a way, I want to say.
Anything to win the title, that's the thing. You have to be top notch. You just have to be slightly better than the next guy or slightly faster, you know.
Yeah.
So all those things that are very technical come into the matter.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think it's fair for him in particular to be criticized for, partying, enjoying himself, having a good time, because he's worked his ass off.
Yeah.
And he's just a human too at the end of the day. Like, imagine if you walked out totally plastered out from a bar and you just 100 cameras flashing at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is also one of the
I was
Black
gonna
Mirror
say,
episodes.
Black Mirror connects to everything.
Yeah, man. I love that show, dude.
So good.
Black Mirror is so fucking good. I hate that it took so long for them to get this new season out, but goddamn.
Yeah, which is weird because I had heard, I don't know if it was actually confirmed or not, but there was like a rumor that it was supposed to come out since 2020, and that they decided not like to put a halt on production because they thought it would be almost too much because of the pandemic, obviously.
Yeah.
But now, having watched all the episodes, I don't really see like where that would have been too much.
Yeah, it could have been just speculation.
Yeah.
Or it could have been, which obviously being the internet, that could be a big thing, you
Right.
know? Or it could have, or they could have had some episodes already done that were like a no-go.
And they got cut.
And they got cut,
Maybe, actually.
Yeah, and they got cut, and maybe that's why, we don't know. It's only 5 episodes this new season, so it's not a lot of episodes. They're very lengthy, but normally it's more than 5, I want to say.
I'm pretty sure it's 5 or 6.
Normally?
Like, yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, but they're pretty lengthy. They're like little movies.
Yeah, no, they're little movies.
Especially that astronaut one was like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Wow, man. Just really good stuff. And if you're gonna come here and criticize, you're not getting the whole point of Black Mirror. Black Mirror is like a Twilight Zone.
Yeah, basically.
They implement things of technology, but they got more playful this time around.
Yeah.
They did get more playful, and I love that. It was not everything was like in a futuristic set. There was some episodes where more, I don't know, like in a different time period.
Yeah, I think 3 of them were in the past. One was in 1979, I believe, and other in the 60s, I want to.
It was like
80s.
an alternative parallel universe of
Yeah.
the 60s where they had this kind of spoiler alert.
1969.
Yeah, so they were living in the past, but their level of technology was so advanced.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like futuristic.
Slash.
Yeah, like classic.
Yeah,
thing.
classic.
Like
There you
watching the Jetsons. Did you ever
Yeah,
watch the Jetsons?
a little bit, yeah.
So you know how they had the concept of technology, but it was based on the aesthetics of the 60s in a way.
Was it? I thought it was futuristic.
Yeah, no. So it was futuristic, but
For its time, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
see.
the Jetsons was a cartoon. If you're young, was a cartoon that showed America or a family in the future, right?
Typical nuclear family.
Yeah, typical nuclear family in the 60s. But the drawings, the way it was done, it was futuristic based on the time period. So it had like
Right.
I don't know how old the Jetsons are, but it had like a 70s kind of like classic look, and that's kind of the aesthetics that this Black Mirror episode had, where it was like old school, but it's futuristic.
Premiered in 1962.
Yeah, see? So
Damn, it's fucking old.
yeah. The Jetsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, that's kind of how this episode is, where and that's kind of how a lot of sci-fi movies were.
Yeah, that's a good way of phrasing it.
Yeah, so they express the future, but with the ideologies and aesthetics of the time period itself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It was pretty cool. It was trippy in
Yeah.
that way. I really liked that.
Yeah, it was very creative, and
Acting is always good. Salma Hayek was in this season. I love me some
the
Salma
first one.
Hayek.
Yeah,
I feel like she acted very well in that because she had to act
as herself.
like as herself, but
Yeah.
also like with an inflated ego in a way. So
Yeah.
she was cool with presenting herself that way.
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of movies that are currently doing that kind of weird concept of having an actor play
Act themselves.
act as themselves.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's some Nicolas Cage movie out there that I've been trying to watch that he plays where Pedro Pascal comes out in that
Yeah, I
one,
think
if I'm
you're
not
right.
mistaken.
I think you're
And,
right.
there's another one with Pete Davidson. It's a
Oh, I don't
series.
know
That one's
that
a
one.
series.
Okay.
It's newer too
Gotcha.
as well.
And then that dude from Breaking Bad, what's his name? Aaron Paul? I want to say.
The
From-
Buzz guy, yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He was in that in one of the episodes as well.
Yeah, with the astronaut. He was one of
Yes.
the astronaut guys. Yeah, it's fully recommended, and watch it. It's so hard not to binge. It's so
Honestly.
hard not to binge. Those episodes are. It's one of those series that makes me want to like just watch everything at once. But I had to pace myself. We just watched the last one last night.
Yes.
So fully recommended. And if you guys are looking for something funny, Always Sunny in Philadelphia just came out with the new season. If you guys know what that is, you guys know what's up. But if you don't know, man,
How do you
you're missing
describe
out.
that?
Yeah, it's just such a fucking funny show, man.
I wonder how Wikipedia defines that show. Like the description.
It's definitely like masterful satire, I would say.
Yeah, it's definitely satirical.
Yeah, and nowadays it's so cool because nowadays the new season it's reflecting a lot of the issues that we are going through as a society nowadays, and it's super satirical and it makes fun of those issues, and it's normally making fun of what people believe is right, and it's actually showing you why it's wrong and make it the worst thing possible for that issue, you know. Like they talk about gun control, so you have a crazy guy with a gun all the time, you know, and then you talk about inflation, you know, and it's those issues that we're dealing with right now.
Catfishing too, a little bit.
Catfishing, yeah, and making a satire out of it, and it's almost impossible to cancel these characters at
That's
this
what, that's
point.
what I was gonna say. The interesting piece is that they're shitty ass people. Like there's no way around it. They're shitty people, but it's still enjoyable to watch. And
Yeah,
like,
one of the guys is a psychopath.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
Yeah.
Oh, that one where he was teaching D and Mac to basically how to lure someone in and like
yeah.
get them to like date you or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Manipulation.
There
at
you
its
go,
finest.
manipulation.
Yeah. So if you are looking for something funny to watch, go check out Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Those are our two recommendations: Black
Yes.
Mirror in Netflix and Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Hulu.
That shit always has me cackling so hard.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. Yeah, it's one of those shows where if you want to start it, you have to commit to the first season,
Yeah.
and then
You just have to get a taste.
Yeah, you just at first it's weird because you're like, what's going on? What are these characters? But if you watch all the seasons and you know the structure, what the structure is of the show, you're gonna love it.
Right.
Because it's one of those shows that you can watch different episodes and it's still like it's funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like it's repetitive. It's meant for repetition.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that pretty much as well as for me at least. It's one of those shows where I can rewatch it over and over again because it's so crazy that I don't remember like all the little details, like all the little jokes. So I laugh again as if I heard them for the first time.
Exactly. Same thing happens with like series like Workaholics.
Yeah,
you know, like,
Workaholics is a good one too.
yeah, Workaholics is really much like that, where every episode is just so fucking random.
Broad City too.
Broad City is one of those.
I would
other
argue it's a
ones.
little less random, Broad City, but
Yeah.
it's still.
It follows
fun.
more of a timeline,
Right.
You know, or storyline. I
There
would
you
say
go, storyline.
but it's kind of like a Pen 15 show.
Yeah.
You know, where its structure is still kind of follows a timeline, but it's also very random in what's actually happening in the show.
Yeah, I agree.
So definitely fully recommend those two.
Our recommendations for the week.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do you have anything that you want to talk specifically?
No, I think I'm good. I think you touched on all the things I wanted to talk about.
Well, I didn't. No, I do want to talk about two other things.
Can I go to the bathroom first?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm kind of holding it for a little bit.
And we are back after a little potty break.
Drink all of that, like from here.
Yeah, you're drinking pineapple water.
Agua fresca.
Agua
de
fresca.
Piña.
Agua fresca. You got a blanket.
Piña
and
para la
everything.
niña. Yeah, I'm cold.
Jesus Christ. I guess that AC is kicking in.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm like in shorts right now.
Yeah, I'm cold.
My balls are free and I could be naked under
Out
here
and about,
nobody
yeah,
would
true.
know. Nobody would know. But the one of the news that I wanted to talk about was the Denver Nuggets winning
Oh,
for
the
the first time
Nuggies.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of first time wins this last start with Man City and also the Denver Nuggets winning the NBA championship.
Good time for Colorado
Well,
sports, man.
Yeah. I think a lot of the sports, except for football and
Soccer?
soccer are not doing
Yeah.
so great. But this is not about soccer. This is about the NBA.
Anyway.
Championship. The streets exploded on Monday night, a couple Mondays ago, because it's been a minute now, in at least 2 weeks. We're recording.
I think it was
this
2
on a
weeks
Saturday.
ago.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Saturday, so 3 weeks by the time this goes out.
True.
But yeah, on Monday they won on Game 5, I believe, and they won it, and the streets exploded.
People were out and about. I saw people
monkeying around.
Yeah, No, literally, I saw people go on. What are they called?
The
street light? No,
yeah,
not the street
light.
lights. The
stoplights.
Eso. Yeah, the
Stoplight.
stoplights, and they were like hanging on them and jumping on them. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, it was packed.
Breaking shit, breaking
Downtown was
property.
packed.
Yeah, and there was a shooting.
Yeah. Which I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, I actually read a little bit more about that. Apparently, it wasn't, and the police speculate it has nothing to do with the Nuggets winning. It was more, I guess it was drug related, because they found a bunch of fentanyl and like a lot of like guns. I think they think it was
Really?
like gang related. Yeah, like a bunch of fentanyl pills.
dude, fuck fentanyl.
Yeah,
Fuck fentanyl. Dude.
it's on the streets of Denver. I'm like,
It's everywhere.
it's rampant,
dude.
man. You got to be people got to be careful where they
Get their supply.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, but 9 people were injured regardless. I don't think anyone
9 people
passed
is quite
away,
a bit,
killed,
dude.
thankfully. But yeah, that's what happened.
Well, it's so sad that, such a great moment has to be tarnished by
By a shooting.
violence or shooting, this type of things. And
Yeah, I believe it was
Goddamn.
the 291st mass shooting in the U.S. this year,
just,
and we're halfway through the year.
yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, the Nuggets won.
But then, no.
Congrats, Nuggets.
Yeah, congrats, Nuggets. Then they had the parade on Thursday. So this was on Monday. This happened. Then they had the official parade on Thursday, and Nikola Jokic was there, the Serbian,
the
Joker, and
Oh yeah, his reaction was so funny at first.
he's a funny dude.
Yeah, he
he's
didn't.
a
It didn't really. He seemed very what's the word, like
unimpressed.
neutral. Yeah,
Neutral,
unimpressed about winning. And then I saw this interview where he's like, he didn't even know about the parade. He's like, no, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
But then he ended up having a good time with the parade.
Yeah, and I think he said something like, "I like that I came to the parade," or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, really funny guy.
He's interesting.
Kind of stoic.
Yeah,
keep
he's
to
very
himself, very.
He seems like a nice guy though.
Yeah. No, and he's funny. Like,
Mhm.
he seems like a funny guy too. Like, he has a sense of humor. He's just very serious. In how
Yeah,
he
that's what
delivers
it
things.
is.
And it's just kind of like, what the fuck. But no, I'm glad they won it. They deserved it. First championship since they were founded. You
Yeah.
know? And we've seen Nikola Jokic play.
Yeah,
in,
that one time.
in person, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's very heavy. Oh, not very heavy. Sorry, he looks heavy. He's a very big guy, but he plays like smooth as hell.
He's agile, but also sturdy.
He's so smooth, and he's very strong. Yeah, like putting butter on a hot pan. He just moves through the court like that. Where they think they can stop him, but then he I don't know. He just knows how to use his body very well. Very impressive player, and he won the MVP. They do this superstar game every year in the NBA where
The best of the best. Or
yeah,
what?
they have 2 team captains, and I think one of them was LeBron James.
Okay.
And then another one I can't remember. But they pick out like their team, and
Oh,
then they go
interesting.
against each other. He was the last one to get picked.
Really?
Yeah, he was the last one to get
What?
picked. And he fucking showed up, and they even denied him the MVP because they're like, he's just won it too many times. One of the main guys, and then he ended up winning. So it's like, fuck you
Showed
guys.
him.
Yeah,
Where
it
is
just
he
shows
from?
you. Serbian.
Yeah. Okay, he's okay.
Yeah, East Europe maybe. Eastern Europe,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. But yeah, shout out to the Nuggies.
Good time to be a Nuggets fan
Yeah,
and a fan of hockey.
yeah.
They're
And
still that happened a while ago, but Simi's still pretty big win.
obviously the whole team: Jokic, Jamal Murray, Gordon, and Michael J. Porter. They came through and help out the team.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Yeah, because a lot of the times you just focus on one guy, but obviously it's a
Yeah.
team, so
But
So
this like going back to like the rioting stuff, I just don't like that people celebrate like that. Like, why you gotta do that? Like, destroy people's property and
oh, the rioting.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just get. Out
I
of their
get it, you're
minds.
hyped, but like I don't understand. Like in my line of logic, if I'm celebrating, that's not the thing that I would go to.
Yeah. Fuck your windows.
No,
you know, like,
yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird people get overly excited because this is the thing. Sports are the most important thing of the least important things.
Yeah, I
you know
agree.
what I mean? That's how
I know
I
what
see
you
it.
mean. Yeah.
Where there's all this shit that's actually important, relevant, and things that we actually need to pay attention. But people get so fixated on teams, and they get so salty if somebody bashes on their team, and then they're crying like little babies. And I can't believe it. And they get so into it that it's kind of weird.
It's alarming.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's alarming. Like, what's going on in your life, man?
No, literally.
Like,
why are you so fixated on this?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and then there's the whole. I mean, a lot of people get fixated because they bet.
That too.
Put some skin on the game. Jamie Foxx comes out and says it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people get that. Get those bets going, and obviously you become invested because it's your money, right?
And I feel like that takes the fun out of it.
But a lot of people think
that is the fun.
That is the fun, exactly. It just. It's like riding a roller coaster, where you don't know it's very exhilarating. Yes. What's the word? It has, exhilarating is a great way to put it, but adrenaline. There's like an adrenaline that kicks in, and trying to win, and that makes it fun for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they over obsess that way, or they just obsess because they want their team to win.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had an instance with a sore loser, like somebody that doesn't know how to lose?
I'm sure I have, but not an instance in particular.
It's one of my pet peeves.
No, literally, like, you don't know how to lose.
Yeah.
Like, losing is probably one of the biggest parts of life. Like,
yeah, and
failing in general.
Yeah, failing, and so scared of losing. Like, what would you say a person that loses and gets aggravated? What do you think it's most likely going on? Like, you would say maybe. Kind of like a low self-esteem.
That's what what I was gonna say.
Yeah, something along those lines, right?
Because I
can't diagnose.
I'm trying to get into the head of a person who is a sore loser. Like, okay, I lost. Now people are gonna think less of me because I didn't conquer. You know?
Conquer is a very interesting word that you're using there.
Because I feel like some people don't want to win because. Obviously, winning feels good. I'm not going to deny that. It feels good to win. But some people...
All I do is win no matter what.
Got money on my mind. Okay, anyway.
I can never get enough.
Some people...
Hands go up. And they stay there.
I can't deny winning is fun, but I feel like people... Their primary objective, their only objective really is to just dominate.
Yeah. Conquer. Dominate.
So it kind of takes the fun out of winning in a way too.
Yeah, and then you meet a sore loser, and it's just like very annoying. And
it is annoying. I definitely agree. It's one of my pet peeves too.
It's the people that fucking flip the Monopoly board game.
Yeah. Well, I think the irony is that people who like to lose, it does suck. But if you're like, oh, well, like whatever, like if you take it like well. People will probably have a better impression of you.
Yeah.
That's the irony of it.
Well, and to lose, to fail is to also be able to like learn. To learn. Yeah, you lost that time, but next time to buy all the properties in Boardwalk. Don't get mad, just be better next time. There's always a room for that. And people do get scared. They're like, if I didn't win now, then I don't win. And then there's people that get competitive in certain things. They play something specific, and then they go crazy about it. Like it could be, I don't know, like a video game, or it could be like kicking the ball around. They're very smooth throughout the day or throughout their time, but then there's one thing that they have in particular
they gotta scratch that itch.
And it gets messy. Like it gets messy if you're a sore loser and then there's money involved. It can get very, very nasty.
Well, but some people go bankrupt because of that. I know I've
That's
known
true,
people
yeah.
in my life that have gone bankrupt because of that.
Oh,
shit.
straight up?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude. Fuck. That's gotta be a sad way to go bankrupt, dude. But it is an addiction.
Yeah.
It's the thing. It is an addiction. There's a lot of people with addictive personalities, and now it's on your phone. Like,
That's true. It's very
going back to
accessible.
very accessible. Not everywhere, but it's very fucking accessible. And not only that, it's tapping into the younger generations. Like, no kid that's 16 needs to be betting for no reason. Like, it's manipulation, because those games are meant for you to fucking lose. Obviously, odds are always going to be against you. The house always wins, virtually, non-virtual. It's really hard. It's really hard, and you have to. It's a lot of investment too. You have to keep. If you want to bet on sports, you have to
Keep up. You can't be
keep
dumb
up,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you can be dumb.
You gotta know your shit to a certain degree.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the whole thing with the Mexico national team against the U.S.
Honestly, very embarrassing.
To talk about sore losers,
Yeah.
you know, I felt that way, and that's why it saddened me and it annoyed me the way Mexico reacted to the losses.
Exactly. Yeah, I told you. I stopped watching after the first half. I was like, I love you, Mexico, but I hate when they play like that because it's embarrassing to be a fan at that point.
Yeah. And it doesn't really even matter, but at that point, you're representing a whole nation.
Exactly.
In a way, you know, you are representing a whole nation, and soccer is one of those things that's very relevant for the Mexican culture, and you're representing us, and you're trying to win the game kicking and screaming when the other team just played better.
Yeah,
and
it gives others more of a reason to talk shit about Mexicans.
Yeah, and I know we're not the soccer players. Thousands of things can be getting in front of why they perform that way. You know, there's plenty of factors, but at some point, since if you think as a player, I'm representing a country. I'm not just representing myself. I'm representing a whole country.
Right.
But when you make it about yourself on the pitch by kicking somebody, by pushing somebody, by acting a fool, then you make it about yourself, and you don't make it about the people around you that came to see you, the thousands of people that came to see
Right.
you. And this energy started to infiltrate into the fans as well. The fans started getting aggravated and rioting, not crazy, but there was a sense of animosity in the public where you could see that they're starting to throw beers at players at the U.S. men national team, and the U.S. men national team obviously has to defend themselves, and they're not going to back down, obviously, and they just ran circles around us, and it's sad to say, but the new coach from Mexico, another Argentinian, just got fired not too long ago. They fired him, and now they have another one, Jimmy Lozano, which is not an old guy, but an old player from the Mexican League, and younger. He's a younger guy, but they just promoted him to our national men's team coaching staff, and I don't know. They played very defensive. It was very weird the way they were situated on the field from the get-go, and then the coach seemed MIA. He did not know what to do.
No, coach can really make or break a team.
Yeah, and I know it's the first team, not the first time, the first time they're going against one of the biggest rivals in this hemisphere for Mexico, and he lost. You know, and the last coach lost too, and both Argentina.
Well, they're gonna keep losing with that mentality.
Yeah, and a lot of the things that come into play is the way that the federation, the Mexican Federation, is ran. There's a lot of vulture, capitalistic mentalities where you got to play my players because they're gonna be promoting the money, and I want
corruption,
the money.
really.
Yeah, corruption, and that's bleeding in there into the system, and that's why we're seeing the results we're seeing. Because one thing is, I'm gonna tell you guys, Mexico, yeah, they might not perform the best, but Mexico doesn't lack talent. Like, I'm gonna tell you that from the get-go. Mexico has a lot of talented players, good players, high-level players. Is the way you manage them and the way you take them through their journey. that starts taking away from the player itself. But talent, there's plenty of talent in Mexico, plenty. Para echar para arriba. Once you start seeing things being manipulated and things that you can control as a player, that think, why is that player playing and not me? Since I'm performing better, I'm doing better, and when you see me on the pitch, there's something different, a different reaction about it. Then you kind of start losing interest and see that it's all about the mafia within the organization. But nobody likes a sore loser.
No,
as I said.
And like I said, they're gonna keep losing and acting that way if they have that mentality.
Well, how about we start going into this section we like to call "What's Your Bump?" Diana, we haven't done a "What's Your Bop" in a while.
Yep.
What is the tune that makes you groove for this week?
For this week, I've been listening to. It's not a new song, but
They don't have to be new.
no,
We know this.
but it's called "My Life" by I think it's Zoo or ZHU and Tame Impala.
Oh, yeah. Let me live my life.
Yeah, that one.
Let me live my life. I don't know if it's already on there, but I don't think it is, actually.
I don't know.
But I know which song you're talking.
Yeah.
I actually saw Zoo live this last year. We saw it. No, did you? No, I saw it. I saw it this last... it's in a festival they do.
Decadence.
Decadence, yeah. I couldn't think of the name.
I went last year. I went this year. So was it this year or last year?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember. But I know I went to see them on that.
Oh,
one.
okay.
I can't remember, honestly. I can't remember. But I saw Zoo in a music festival that they
Tight.
do here in Denver. And they performed that song. And it's really good. Really good. I haven't seen Tame Impala.
Ooh, it's
I
on my
wanna
list
see
for
Tame
sure.
Impala.
On my list.
Yeah. Imagine if they come to Red Rocks. That'd be cool.
Well, that'd be such. Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Just
very brief,
bro. Jesus Christ.
Colorado,
Colorado, man. The world is ending. The world is fucking ending.
Climate change ain't
Climate
real.
change ain't real.
And don't indoctrinate me.
Yeah. Before, man.
Really quickly.
Yeah. Before I tell you guys, well, you already said yours. We'll repeat them at the end. But yeah, Colorado, we just started summer and we're getting fucking held on. Last week, a lot of people were in danger in Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Because
Golf-sized tail.
yeah.
That shit must have hurt so much.
Oh, dude, have you ever gotten hit by hail?
Not that big.
It's fucking it. Well, yeah, not that big, but no, it hurts.
Yeah.
Even those little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were in the middle of a concert and it started just pouring, and the water of the rain was literally like
It was
cascading
terrifying.
down. Yeah, it was really scary. Which also, I don't know what kind of warnings they had, but a lot of people decided to show up. And then there was another concert, like, because they got concerts year round over at Red Rocks.
Yeah, and I think they have a rain or what is it called? Rain or shine policy where they just do the concert regardless of.
Oh, really? That's
I
a
think
thing?
so, yeah.
Well, that second day, after the whole debacle with the hail and the storm and people fucking going frantic about it, they had people show up, and as soon as there was warnings, they displayed it on one of the screens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I think people had to leave.
Oh fuck, that's
Yeah.
fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And Red Rocks is such a cool experience, but that shit's dangerous.
Yeah.
To like be up there with all that
it's-
weather.
yeah.
You're so high up on a fucking mountain, and
you could get
it's-
struck by
yeah.
some shit.
That too. Could
Yeah.
die easily.
Yeah, definitely very dangerous. Like once it
Yeah.
comes to that, and we've had a crazy ass spring.
There's a
and we're still-
tornado
Yeah.
a few days ago in
Literally
Heaven's
a few-
Ranch, which is like 20 minutes away from here.
Yeah, a fucking tornado just destroyed an actual tornado. Fucking came in, touched
Fucked
down,
some shit up.
and fucked shit up over in Highlands Ranch. Yeah,
Shit's scary.
crazy shit, crazy.
I did not expect all this bullshit when I moved to Denver.
Right? And then you go.
I must have
across-
moved at a time that was not good, not in its prime.
Well, 2023 has just been a weird time weather-wise.
Well, it's only gonna get worse.
Hopefully not. Jesus Christ, what are you?
I'm a
Nostradamus?
scientist.
Yeah, no, it just came in and we had a harsh winter, I want to say.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a
pretty-
long winter. We've been getting rain, which we need it. Yes,
Right.
we have a lot of forest fires if it starts getting really dry, but The Colorado River is full throttle right now. It's flowing, and I don't want to hear we're going through a drought, because where is that water going to? You know, like, it's a lot of water. We've
That's
been getting
true.
a lot of rain.
Yeah.
A lot of rain. And but we do use a lot of water. I do understand. But anyways, no, it's been crazy. It's been crazy with the rain here. At least here in Denver. It's what's
Denver.
funny. We've been getting attacked left and right. We have record-breaking rain. Like,
Yeah, it hasn't rained like this since
record-breaking.
the 1800s.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact date, but it was somewhere in the
Yeah,
1800s.
in the 1800s. Yeah, you're right. We've gotten the most rain that we normally get in a year. We got it on the first time. Remember that first time it rained a
Yep.
lot, and then it hasn't stopped ever since.
Can't believe it. It's like fucking Washington up in here.
Yeah, people's basements have been flooded.
That's true.
You know,
That's sad.
Yeah, and when I used to work at the other job, yeah, a lot of people were like, "Hey, my basement flooded." I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been crazy weather here in Colorado, in Denver.
Yeah.
More specifically in Denver, because I think on the other side of the mountains it's completely fine. It's just hot.
Yeah.
But
But
at least
hopefully it
here in
clears up
Denver.
soon. We can have an
I know,
actual
right?
summer.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the middle of the year already. It's fucking June, about to be July.
Yep. Yeah, next week.
4 more months and it's winter again.
Fuck that. Don't
Dude,
tell me that.
Come on, you know?
That makes me upset. But yeah, anyway, it's been crazy.
So returning to What's Your Bop?
Yep. Mine is My Life by Tame Impala and Zoo.
Mine is gonna be La Vibra by Pink Pablo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
Yeah, Pink Pablo.
That
a
new artist you...
Yeah, new artist we discovered from TikTok, and I want to say he's Puerto Rican.
Oh,
He
tight.
does like alternative type music with a touch of reggaeton, just a touch, just
Alright.
like
Yeah.
a little droplet or two of reggaeton, and at least the way that he does his lyricism, and I like it. So check him out, and I'll put it on the Yolking Around playlist. So
Playlist.
if you're going to your work and you don't know what to listen to, look us up, Yolking Around playlist. With that being said, guys, well, thank you so much. It's good to be back. Expect more content. This week was in English. Next week we'll be doing something in Spanish now that we are getting adjusted with our new jobs and getting the hang of things. And stay beautiful, stay blessed. Anything else that you want to add before
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in.
And you know where to find us. Give it a like, subscribe, everything. Just click all the buttons you see there, even the hate button,
Oh, no.
the
The dislike.
the dislike button. I
I don't think they have that anymore.
No, I think they removed that. I don't know.
Hit that like button then.
Yeah, hit that, slam that like button, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, wherever you are.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Stay weird. Bye.